Hello everyone, welcome back to good old Civ 6 Rise and Fall. Not Rise and Fall, Gathering Storm. Holy crap. What year is it? I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah, you built a flood barrier too. In the last episode we did some fun things, but the good news is we're 3 turns away from really setting into motion everything that we need to set into motion to see this game to fruition, through the end, the whole 9 yards. So 3 turns, and then so 53 turns max. I have a feeling that it won't quite be 53 turns. I think it'll be less than that. And that makes me happy. That makes me real happy. We were able to put up flood barriers, which protected this territory, which is really stinking cool, if you ask me. And now in this city, you're going to train astronauts, because that's what cool kids do. Whose campus got blown up? Was it yours? I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you to do. Maybe go build a ski resort. Do you have anything you need to repair? No. Well, I guess we will just do more campus research grants, because that sounds like a really good idea. Alright, so we'll get the last, here we go. So we're now 50 turns away from a victory, which is awesome. What can you build here? Alright. We can't build anything that speeds up, because we don't have the tech yet. So we're just going to keep training astronauts. But you, on the other hand, you have some stuff that you need to repair. And we'll do a food market. Wait, we can launch a ranged attack. Oh, they finally showed up? Well, looky there. Let's say hello, boys. Good deal. Let's most definitely say hello. Oh, that's weak. There we go. Despite being heavily outnumbered. I don't know if that's technically true, but alright, let's fly out the helicopter. And can this bomber cannot hit that thing. Not quite yet. Alright, good. So we generated some really nice era score from that. I can totally think about my future in space, dudes. That's how we're going to win this game. So he's... wow. Yeah, we'll get out of... yeah, we'll totally take your writing. So we literally blow up a couple of units, and there you go. Game over. So there's a tornado. That's not discouraging in the least. Arctic ski resort. Yes. Alright. What can you do? Stock exchange. Alright. You're back in the capital with an upgrade. And you're gonna hang out there. You're going to hang out there. Yep. Alright, well, we're out of war. And everybody except for India hates our guts. That's okay, though. I honestly don't expect anything less. How are we doing? We're not winning, which is hilarious. We need to be winning, though. And this is how we win. Let's train those astronauts. So offer that, and you'll give me... No, I'm going to keep your spy. He's going to stay locked up in my prisons. From now until Kingdom Come. Okay.
If the enemy know not where he...
This is good. This is really good. We'll keep pumping science to further advance our technologies. No, you're not going to give it. No, I'm not going to give it. And you're not going to take it. Nope, we're not taking that either. Nope, not doing that either. So no one's really close. I mean, I guess Cyrus is. Yep, keep training those astronauts. Does that help us out anymore? No. Was he getting close to the space race and I'm just not paying attention? Oh, no, but we've still got 46 turns. We really... Wow, that is not a good deal. Yeah, one way or the other, don't even start with this. Coastal tiles have been lost in Norway. But not for us. Alright, so you built the flood barrier. Somewhere. I don't even know where, but you built the flood barrier. You could, yeah, we've already explored that. You can't build Sydney Opera House. I guess you need to be training astronauts as well. So those rock concerts get really old.
If the enemy know not where he will be attacked, you must prepare.
Alright, so predictive systems. Good. Advanced AI. Not so good. Golly, we got a lot of trade routes to keep up and keep going, and we're just going to keep plugging away because we're so stinking close, it's not even funny. Ooh. Enemy spy stole that. Say it ain't so. Do. We'll renew the mission, repeat the trade route, continue to train astronauts, because why not? Nope. No, 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 no. How are we doing? Alright, we're in second place. But we want to get first. Because that's +3. And we've got 16 turns. We may be able to overtake them. That very well could be possible. You know, these rock concerts are beyond annoying. Alright, train astronauts, train astronauts, train astronauts. Yep. Alright, so that, yeah, we're going to totally be able to overtake them and get the +3. That's what we want to hear. 14 turns left, so yeah, I'm okay with that. So at this point now it's just a bunch of simple clicks. And 39 light years away. Refuse all deals. And just keep plugging away. Train more astronauts. And there we go. We are in first place, ladies and gentlemen, with 12 turns left. Yes, we're friends. I'm happy to let the world know that we love each other. And life is well. Alright, so advanced AI and all that. So this gives us these two, which are going to be awesome because they speed up the project. But in the meantime, we need to keep training astronauts. And there's another terrible deal from the AI. I just don't know. I mean, you know, in theory, if I was trying to max my money out, which I don't have to, you could make the case that that could be a decent deal. Wait a minute, did they burn something down there? Maybe not. I don't know. Train astronauts. Train astronauts and more training of astronauts. Oh yeah, I think we're probably going to be in control of this. Different governments, so apparently I've transgressed them. So you want a joint war. So this is what I'm talking about. This is just a bad deal. I give you a great work of writing and a joint war, and all I get out of you is open borders and 9 gold. That's just pathetic. And I'm sure it has something to do with the AI's logic of the AI probably has the ability to know how much money I have. And they're like, hey, this is a valid trade. I don't necessarily think it is, but I think the AI's, I mean, it's got to be that their diplomatic logic assumes that, hey, he's not hurting for money. That to me is a little insane, but there again, I know nothing about coding. I know nothing about programming, let alone how you create a computer that can play against a human player and play well against a human player. I mean, what would make sense is that all these people declare war on me. But they're not doing that. In fact, they're just letting me skate to a victory. 34 turns. Which is going to get sped up here by a significant amount. because we're going to keep doing this, training astronauts. And as soon as we're done training astronauts, we're going to do a couple of those projects, and we'll go from 4 to 5 to 6. And at that point, life is great. Yes, my shirtless friend. And we're going to train more astronauts. Keep clicking. 6 turns left. We are fully in the driver's seat to win that one. And we are apparently 3 turns away from producing the Statue of Liberty, which is downright hilarious in and of itself. So, off-world mission. That is good news. And then, let's see. I guess all we can do is go after future tech now. Alright, so we're still going to train astronauts, because we want to win that, hands down. And then we'll do the other 2 projects, and once those projects are done... You want an embassy? Yeah, right. Get out of here. Alright, so we got 4 turns left on the International Space Station. And we're still sitting pretty in regards to the International Space Station. And at this point, unless something crazy happens, like they drop a bunch of nukes on us. Tornado.
Here at our sea-washed sunset.
Alright, so Statue of Liberty.
A mighty woman with a torch whose flame.
+1 Diplo victory point. And basically ensures loyalty. There we go. Well, that's a cool little one. Alright, keep training astronauts. And you probably have some stuff that you can build. Can you build the Sydney Opera House? No. What about the Eiffel Tower? No. Could you build, say... I don't even know why I'm wasting my time with this. And for those who are curious, we are now 29 light years away. And we are 3 turns on how far ahead are we? I think we got enough cushion that we're just going to train astronauts. And do that. And keep on clicking. And this episode will be a little longer because we're going to see the end of this game pretty quickly. That is a shame, Cyrus. You played such a good game. You played such a good game. But wasn't good enough. Although Wilhelmina likes me now. That is weird to think about. Okay, so we can do this in 5. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Work on that project. Because I think, yeah, he's not catching us. Definitely not going to catch us. And we'll do the power project. Since you like us now, you can have an embassy. And we'll renew that mission, And I want you to take you 6 turns. Yeah, sure thing. And 5 turns. All right. So we'll get the end results of the international... No. Get out of here with that deal. Just shoo. that tornado did a wonder. Hey, let's vote for me here. Let's vote for Pedro. Let's vote for me here. The World Games, and yeah. Let's see how the rest of the world votes in the World Congress. Alright, so sweet. Wow. Loses a Diplo point. Me. That's adorable. Alright, so we're now traveling basically 4 light years per turn. So we're, what, 22 away? So that's like 6 turns. 6 clicks. 6 lovely clicks. So there's one. And I swear, the rock music is just killer.
Even though the future seems far away,
Hey, we discovered future tech. We don't even have these technologies. So we're just going to keep plugging away. 1 turn, which will speed us up there. And then 2 turns and 3 turns. Wow. Let's see, we're at +4. This didn't involve me, which is fantastic. No clue what they voted on. So there we go. There's a city-state emergency. Okay. 4 turns. Alright, so we're moving at a pace of 5 light years, which basically means we're 3 turns away from victory. That's pretty awesome. So there's one. These guys really don't like space. We maxed out at 356. Ooh. There we go.
Mr. Watson, come here.
So we were at 356, 260, 444, Robert the Bruce, 408. So, wow. Gandhi, 441. It's pretty solid. Let's get rid of this thing. Alright, stealth technology maybe? Not that it's going to matter. Alright, so 6 light years per turn. Yeah, basically 1 click and then we win. So while we wait on this to happen, because it is inevitable at this point, it's been a fun playthrough. I'm still irritated with the AI's deal-making ability, but given that I've played now multiple games that involved multiple different civs, that's the one thing to me that is by far one of the more frustrating things about this expansion. Is, wow, that city flipped. I didn't even pay attention to that. Is that the deals that the AI are making, they're just not good deals. They're never good deals. Final thoughts on the Incans, though. I do like the way the Incan playthrough, or the Incan play style is. I think it opens the door to pursue any victory type that you want to. I wouldn't say that they're overpowered
Much as our ancestors did ages
by any means, but I would say that they are very well balanced. I think that they're a civ that if you play them correctly, you're going to first and foremost be settling near mountains to make use of their terrace farm ability. And if you can pair those up with either freshwater and aqueducts, you can create some really, really amazing tile improvements. So you're going to have the science. If you play the culture game as well, I think that it's going to be friendly to you in the form that you're going to be able to be competitive. And we really didn't test their military strength. They do get a specific unit that's not relevant in the end game, but it is pretty strong for the time that it comes out. And then the ability to build tunnels or really passageways through mountains can make travel from one place to another significantly easier. So in the terms of my personal play style and how I like to play Civ, the Incans fit right into it. They're well-designed Civ. I definitely would say that if you're going to go for a science victory, they're a good one to choose, because if you naturally are going to be near mountains and you do a good job of placing your science districts, your campus districts, you're going to be set up to do that early on in the game. And there's another feature to them. So they also get the trade route bonus. And if later on in the game, if you take the right policy cards, you're going to be able to play those policy cards and have internal trade routes that generate an immense amount of money, a decent amount of food, a decent amount of production. And those are great things. Last thing about them that is really kind of, I don't want to say tricky, but there's where the strategy comes into it, is early on you want to be smart in your district placement. You want to get commercial districts up and running, hence the trade routes. And you want to be smart when you place terrace farms, because if you go overboard on terrace farms, because you're having to put them on hills, you can sacrifice some production that later in the game, if you would have put a mine there, would have been much more advantageous. But by and large, I would say, I talked about it in the playthrough that I did with the Ottomans in Hungary. Hungary, cool Civ. Some of the strongest cavalry units that I've seen to date in the game that definitely make a difference. When you have a Hussar that can go against an AT crew, which is one era ahead of it, and be unbelievably competitive, I would say that that's a pretty stinking good unit. But the one thing about Hungary that annoyed me was their levying ability. And that is what it is. Hungary's not a Civ that if I sat down to play casually by myself or with friends in multiplayer that I would pick. They don't make my top 5 list. But I do think the Incans do. I think that they're unique enough and can be molded enough in terms of my play style, as well as a lot of players' play style, that they're going to be an attractive pick. I also think that they give you the ability to go after any sort of victory type. Now, I do think that they are tailored more towards a science victory, because you're going to be in close proximity to mountains, and hopefully, if you're smart with your city placement, you're going to be putting your cities around mountains. But I do think they opened up, you could win a military victory with them, you could win a religious victory, even though they're not necessarily tooled for it. Science, clearly, because we just won a science victory. And, in terms of culture and diplomatic, you can win those too. So, they're a very well-rounded Civ. And they just you got to be very smart in the early game with them. But once you get your economy up and running and those trade routes running and your science districts down, and then build the aqueducts or be next to freshwater and be smart with your terrace farms, they run themselves. And you probably have already picked up on that in this playthrough, is that a lot of it was me just clicking, especially probably the last 7 or 8 episodes, with the exception of a couple of wars. It was a pretty easy victory. It wasn't too challenging in terms of did it feel dicey? No, I felt like I was in control 100% of the time. So that's kind of my thought on the Incans. I really liked them. I would play with them again, casually with friends or casually by myself. Good civ, well-rounded, well-designed, good mechanics, and good bonuses. So, where are we now? Well, we're at the end of this series. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I know that I enjoyed playing it. I'm glad to have it done so I can turn my attention to some neglected series that I need to pick back up and continue to advance, which I'm going to do that. One of them is the CK2 polling game, and I'm really excited about being able to get that at a finishing point where I can convert it to an EU4 save or EU4 game and then progress that. But this is fun. Gathering Storm, on the whole, minus a few gripes that I have with the AI, and you're always going to have a gripe with the AI because it's not a human player, but a lot of the things that they introduced, be it the World Congress, the natural disasters, it adds enough unique elements to the game that make the game more random. And at least in the multiplayer games that I've been playing, now we've been playing on a much higher difficulty, but at least in those games, I can't say that there has come a point where I have really felt like we were in control from turn 100 until the end. And you'll see that in a couple of our playthroughs, that videos that have yet to be released, but it presents a little bit more of a challenge. I know that was one of the big criticisms when Civ 6 came out. It always felt inevitable somewhere around turn 150 to 200 that you were in the driver's seat and you were just clicking buttons at that point to get to a point where you've satisfied all the victory conditions. And Gathering Storm most definitely has remedied that to an extent. If you're playing on a Prince or King difficulty, I still think that you can win a game before it reaches turn 400 quite easily. But it does present some challenges, and then one of the things that I love about it, and then I'm going to shut up and in this episode, is that it finally, you've got a Civ that actually addresses what some future technologies could look like. And I think that's pretty cool. Like the introduction of solar and wind farms and then the offshore power is fantastic, and then the ability to prevent or even remedy some of the natural disasters that occur, whether it be flooding from rivers or flooding because everybody's burning fossil fuels, is pretty cool. So yeah, pretty cool. Not that 4K or Fear Access needs a thumbs up, but good release on this expansion. All right, guys. Well, I have babbled on long enough. I hope you all enjoyed it, and tune into the channel for some more fun stuff. And y'all have a good one. I'll see you then.